Hi guys, welcome back to Meet This Special. And yes, I told you that as the show goes on, that we definitely will unveil all that we got in stock for you on the show today. And today we do have three amazing people to talk to, but we're starting with Najib Bello. Yes, and hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
So he is someone who has been in the entertainment industry in Nigeria for a long time. Like he has been metamorphosing.
Yeah.
And so he finally metamorphosed into just, well, is that the conclusion now? Is that where you're going to end it? Being a writer, a songwriter, a writer, and a digital media marketer? Or you're still going to metamorphose further?
I do a lot of events also,
Of course.
aside from
Okay.
managing artists, aside from writing for them. I do events. I promote brands and products, artists and everything. So, but then like we discussed earlier, I think I've gotten beyond the stage of jumping and dancing on
Yeah.
at events or concerts. So it's about helping other people now to achieve their dreams, especially upcoming musicians.
Yeah, so speaking of upcoming musicians, you are quite a writer. You're a songwriter for some of these artists in Nigeria. How far has it been for you? Like, how good has the songwriting industry in Nigeria, would you say it has emerged?
Not really. It's basically, it's almost as if it doesn't exist.
Really?
There are few Nigerian artists who would really say, I want to pay decent money for a song. I think unofficially, I don't have any information on that, but I can say Davido, for instance, he's not afraid to say yes.
Write me a song.
Yeah, write me a song or something. But a lot of artists, even the very top artists, I've heard some of our legends, they're in the studio with you vibing and you are, dropping your lyrics and everything. And next thing, they release the song and you're like, that's...
That seems like my song.
Yeah, so it happens that most Nigerian artists, they don't see the value of paying for songwriting,
Okay.
And they feel it's something that should come free. And even when they can't get your song, they prefer to go to the studio and
just freestyle on any...
just blab anything than...
I didn't say that.
But then it's I think we have to study more of what happens outside the country. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, even Michael Jackson, people wrote songs for them and they had no problem with it. If you look at the credit, it's there and those people get paid decently. But, well, in Nigeria, we are still, I think our entertainment industry is still growing, but then we have to grow much faster.
Okay, so before you ventured into songwriting and, of course, being a writer, which you started first by being a writer, you also did a few things on singing. What exactly? Yeah, you told me, but I need you to tell them, yes.
Yeah. I always wanted to rap.
Yeah.
I wanted to rap because some of my friends, they were rappers. Growing up, just finishing high school. In my school, we didn't really have rappers. We weren't focused on that. We were just stubborn children. But when I finished secondary school, I met a couple of guys who were real rappers. And I was like, I can do this thing too. But I couldn't really write back then, rap. I couldn't write rap. I could write poetry, but converting it into
rap,
melody, and all of that, it was difficult for me. So I tried and tried, but then there was a day I stumbled upon a documentary by Babyface Kenneth Edmonds.
Babyface.
And he talked about the process through which he writes songs. I used to think it was like magic. Someone would just sit down, let me write a song. Just sit down in like 30 minutes, write a whole song. And he said no, that sometimes a new melody comes to him and immediately, maybe he's cooking or he's in the shower, he just keeps rhyming it till he comes out, plays it on his piano, notes down the notes and everything. Just maybe say some gibberish to make sure he catches, the flow. and later on, maybe a day or two later, he comes back to that melody he has put down on his system with his, and he now tries to refine it, change the lyrics, upgrade. And that's how you're. So when you said that, I now try to bring that back and say, maybe I'm not supposed to be a writer. Maybe I'm a rapper, but
A songwriter.
exactly. So from there, I tried and, improved day by day, So that's what it's been, from poetry, trying to rap, to songwriting. And now most of what I do is actually copywriting and writing of articles. I write a lot of copy for advertising, especially digital advertising, which is where I mainly focus. Then I also write articles for sponsored articles or any other articles about what's happening in the country, or for brands, for musicians, and all of that.
Yeah, and so on the other side, as a side hustle, you also manage artists. Yes.
Yes.
So how has that been coming? Especially with the fact that the industry is a very peculiar one. I mean, one artist can actually have like 20 managers.
Well, the thing is, it's not very structured in Nigeria, and an artist can just decide. I know someone will be watching now, and but I'm going to say it anyway. I go to him, I'm like, okay, this is good. Just keep this, hold on to this, don't do anything else. Just wait, let's go through it and try to refine some things. And before you know anything, he has recorded another song. I'm like, but we're trying to focus on this and we're trying to get this. So, one, they don't listen. If you are in a structured label and you tell someone this is what we are going to do for the next 2 years, that's exactly what they are going to do. There's no anything about it. It's binding.
Like if you tell your artist you're only going to record one song in the next 2 years.
Or you are going to just do stage performances.
In the next 2 years.
Or you are not even going to feature anybody, But in Nigeria, after waiting a while, the artist decide. And when it's binding people by law, it seems as if you are trying to ruin them. When you say, oh, no, this is this thing, we have a contract, now
it can be adjusted.
But the guy hasn't released a song in so time and stuff like that. So it's hard for us, the legal part, not just that the law, it's not as if the courts cannot do anything, but we are not used to taking those kind of strict measures. So I think more discipline, from artists especially. That's what we need in Nigeria, more discipline.
Basically, that will help to refine the industry and make it much more convenient.
Exactly.
So that professionals can start reaping.
Yes.
Okay.
And everybody should be paid for their services, no matter how little. You heard about a song Beyonce recorded.
Yes,
and,
yes.
and her
she had
little baby was there. Everybody gets a share.
Baby also got paid. Baby got paid on that song.
But in Nigeria, you could be doing something significant on a song, and they just feel, oh, yeah, you just came to help us now. Abba, why are you doing like this? We didn't know this what you want to do. So,
we didn't know you would want money.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what we need to do. Structure, people should keep to agreements, and also people should get paid for what they do.
Okay. So now speaking from the point of a songwriter and a creative in the industry, Nigerian entertainment industry, where do you see the industry of songwriting in Nigeria in another 10 years? Do you think that it's promising, or it's just going to, just wither out silently?
The truth is, as long as we have stars like Davido, who are already using songwriters, like I said, I can't definitively give you that this is so, but I do know he has used some songwriters. As long as we have people like that, and there's been a problem between, one issue again is also, songwriters need to keep to agreements. we've had this lingering issue between Two-Face and Blackface, for
Oh,
instance.
yes, that's really
No
super
one is
lingering.
denying that, okay, you wrote this song or you put an effort into it. And to some extent, people have confirmed that there's been some compensation.
Yeah.
But now it's almost, is it not almost 20 years?
Since the song African Queen.
And you
No,
know,
it's not almost 20.
it's almost 20 years. I
Really?
just got into the university when that
Whoa,
song came out. So,
count that.
and we keep hearing this thing over and over. In fact,
Yes.
Blackface just released this song called African Queen all over
Yes.
again. And, you know, so I think on the part of the songwriters, if someone says, oh, give me your song and be compensated this way, you take it. There's a producer we are trying to work with. He made an instrumental, which is fantastic. And one of our artists sang with it and they want to release the song. But I'm saying, no, let's talk to this producer one-on-one. He gave it as a free beat. Anybody can use it. But I say, no, let's have communication with him and say to what extent we can use this song.
For free.
So that it doesn't bring issues in the future. So those are the kind of things, as a creative person, you have to lay down your terms. Don't assume that anybody is going to protect you or look out for you or give you what you deserve. Maybe a cover for every time the song is downloaded. No, come out and say, this is exactly what I want. Then the artist also would know that, okay, this is what I'm giving you. So nobody is surprised. So going into the future, I think if we have these things clearly, and maybe, I don't know, I don't like gathering for just gathering's sake, but maybe if we had a union, then they'll be able to say, okay, please, no one should go and just sit in the studio and see one popular star and say, oh, I can
I'm a songwriter, I can actually help your career.
No. So if also there is like a union and those people had those kind of agreements, they can protect artists, songwriters also, and say, okay, you've done this, your credit should be there, and also your credit alert should be there.
Oh, not just the paper credit,
Exactly.
but the alert credits.
Yeah. So that's what I think. Going into the future, kind of a union, and also let's have agreements and let everybody honor their agreements.
Okay.
It would really help.
Yeah, and you are a huge fan of Burna Boy.
Yes.
Why? What's spectacular about that for you?
You know, the first song I heard of Burna Boy was Like to Party.
Yeah.
And when he came, I think people wanted him to water down that song. Let it be just shake booty and stuff like that. But I think the lyrical content of what he has done from the very beginning, if you listen to his song, he has rhythm, he has rhyme, he has melody, he uses good instruments.
Burna Boy has a voice that's his rhythm in itself.
Yeah, his voice is great. But then when you listen to most of his songs, there was a song someone was saying, Dangote, was just talking Dangote. But I tell you that if you listen to that thing philosophically, if someone tells you that, do you know that Jesus still prays? So why should you wake up and say you won't pray when Jesus was praying up and down? That's what he was trying to say with Dangote, is still hustling. So who am I to now say I would? So it's not just plain words he's saying. It's not just making noise. Most of what he's saying has philosophical impact. There's poetry to it and everything. And that's what a lot of artists right now want to be like Burna Boy, but they don't want to go that same route.
Philosophical.
They want to sit down and just, rhyme a few words and say it's Afrobeat.
It's actually called freestyle.
Exactly. People say they can sit there, they can just go to the mic.
Just drop any beats. I'll freestyle on the beats.
Let's work harder. So I like him because he puts a lot of effort. He had a show last year, Burna Live. The campaign, I've not seen an event campaign like that. There were billboards all over. There was social media. There was TV everywhere.
Burna is big like that.
It was as if he was... I told people last year that the 3 biggest campaigns I saw were Burna Boy, Songwolu, and it wasn't even the other governor, and maybe Buhari. Those were the three biggest campaigns I saw.
Bono is big like that.
So he puts in a lot of effort. He has a good team also.
Yes, he
so
does.
That's why that's
I mean, what do you expect? His mom is his manager. His sisters is in the business with him. His father is in the business.
Wow.
He has a full family as a theme.
Yeah, so that's he's doing great, and he's putting a lot of effort in what he's doing.
All right, so in order for us to move on to the next thing that we'll be talking about with all the guests that we have, what are your parting shots to all the up and coming creative minds out there who are actually watching right now?
Yeah, I think going forward, you should put in your best. Don't assume that things are just going to work out for you. I usually tell people, like, there are people who say, oh, I'm going to start next year, I'm going to do this. But I tell people, just start where you are. Use what you can and do. Just start it. Don't say, I don't have this, I don't have that. Just start something and put in the most effort you can.
That's whatever it is that you start.
Exactly. One day someone would hear you or read your stuff and say, I like this stuff and I know where I can apply it. So that's what I can tell people. Just put in your best, start where you are, do what you can.
Okay, so you already heard it. This is from someone who's been in the industry for a long time, revolving and metamorphosing from not just a kid writer to ending up right now as a digital marketer and, of course, also still writing. Wow, it's been really interesting and nice and fun
Thanks
talking to you. Oh, good to do this with you again.
If you like this video, you can hit the thumbs up button. But if you really like this video and want more content from High Impact Television, well, you have to subscribe to this channel. Also, to be super cool and be the first to see these videos, just turn on post notification. See you in the next video.